Alright, good morning viewers. It's me again, your librarian at Daniel. I'm here with another interesting topic as usual. Today we want to talk about the 5 laws of library science. The law of library science as proposed by Dr. S.R. Ranganathan. Before we go into the 5 laws of library science, I need to share with you what prompted me into doing this video. I was surfing the internet lately and I find all sorts of documents regarding this law that are not correct. So I was worried because our students of library and information science, when they lay their hand on this document, they take it as it is and it will mislead them. So that prompted me into doing this video. Now, the law of library science was proposed by Dr. R.S. Ranganathan in 1924. 4 years after 1928, the statement embodying the 5 laws was formulated by Dr. Ranganathan in 1924. This law was published in the classic book of Dr. Ranganathan in 1931. That's 3 years after the embodiment has been documented. Now, this law we are talking about has been accepted by most librarians around the world, and it serves as the basis of library science. Today, it is being used as a guide to the practice of library science. Now, this law was proposed in 1931. It was documented in 1931. I am happy to announce to you this morning that this law is still very valid up to this present age we find ourselves. It was propounded on books then, but as of today we have other medias that we make use in the library, and this law is still very relevant when it comes to library practice. Now, in this video, I will be using book, library resources, media interchangeably because they mean the same to this video. Now, talking about the 5 laws. The 5 laws are books are for use. Every reader is or are books. Every book its users. Save the time of the reader, and library is a growing organism. Now, we'll be taking them one by one and we'll be expatiating them. Now, the first law, which is books are for use. Dr. Ranganathan considered this law as a trivial truism. A trivial truism is a statement of little value or importance that means nothing new, but are absolutely true. Trivial truism, a statement of little or importance that is obviously true and says nothing new. Obviously, books are for use. It is the truth, and it says nothing new to us because we all know that books are for use. A writer, a publisher, a YouTuber, a video maker write a book, make a video, produce everything so that people can have access to it. So that those things produced, like a book, a video, a journal, whatever media that we are using in the library, the producer, the author, the publisher produce them so that they can be used in the library. Ranganathan noticed that emphasis is being laid on preservation and conservation of library material. And he sees no reason for that because all these activities are hampering, they are discouraging free use of library material. If I'm an author, I've published a book, I don't want that book to be shot away. This video that I'm making I will not finish making it and keep it on my device or keep it on my wall. It has to be made available to people to use. That is the angle Dr. Ranganathan is looking at this first law from. Books are not supposed to be shut away. They are not supposed to be put in closed access in the library. They are meant to be used by people. And how will library help in this instance? Now, library should make all the books in the library available, open access. Don't shut some away from the access of the user. Make it available for all. The second area that the library or librarian can help to foster this first law is to centralize a library in the user's community. Let it be accessible, let it be at the reach of people, so that everyone can have easy access to the library resources. Another way we can help to achieve this law, library are for use, this first law, libraries are for use, is to provide a conducive library space and furniture for the library users, so that the book in the library can actually be used. This first law, books are for use, are the basis of library science. They are the basis of establishing a library. The reason why a library is instituted. Books in that place are not meant to be locked away on the shelf. They are meant to be open. They are meant to be given access to the users. That's the first law. Now I go to the second law. Every reader is or a book. Every reader is or a book. In this area, the attention is being centered on the users. Now, this second law of Ranganathan democratizes library resources such that every user in the library, every patron in the community of the library must be given equal right to access library material. Ranganathan believes that library use is a right for everybody, every citizen in the world, every community of the library. The library is their right. Nobody should be restricted from having access to the library. Now, library offers services to a myriad of people. Individual of those patrons must be attended to according to their need. The library should not determine what a book a user should read. The library or librarian should not determine what book should be made available to a particular user. We all have different tastes when it comes to information resources. We all have different forms of material, different media or material that we would like to access. The library should give every individual patron the opportunity, the equal access to library resources without prejudice. Now, to make that happen, the government has an obligation in the sense that the government must make sure that every individual, every citizen in the nation have equal access to material to read. The government must give grant, must help the library to acquire different resources such that every individual in the library, in the country, in the state will be attended to. Everyone will have a book to read. Every reader is or a book. That's the second law of Ranganathan. This law means books are for all. This law means don't stop anybody from accessing a book in the library. Don't forget the first law says books are for use, while the second one is every reader is or a book. That means every reader has a book in the library. Every reader must be given equal access to library material. Now, without wasting much of our time, I will quickly go to the third law of library standard, which is every book is users. Don't forget the first one is books are for use. The second one is every reader is or a book, while the third one is every book is reader. Please notice the second law centered on the reader, while this third one is centering, is majoring on books. Now, this law says, the third law of Ranganathan says, every book is reader. That means every book in the library must find its reader. That means every book on the shelf of the library, every material on the internet, every material on any form of media has a user. And there is responsibility of the library and librarian to make sure that every book is connected to its user. No books on the library shelf should be redundant. That is why a library, at the point of acquisition, acquiring a library material, must factor in the need, the interest of users before acquiring their resources. Without wasting much of our time, the fourth one is save the time of a reader. The fourth law of library science says save the time of the reader. Now, every library user, every internet user, every information resources user are assumed or presumed to be a busy person. So they want to get the information needed as quickly as possible. Now, library as an entity should make sure that users are attended to promptly, such that they can get the needed information on time and go back to their whatever they are doing before. Don't waste the time of the library users. And libraries are judged on how fast they can provide information material, they can provide information need to users. Don't waste the time of the library. And how can you do that? A library should always catalog and classify library material rightly, such that users can have easy access to the library. When a surrogate is being consulted, the surrogate should direct a library user directly to where such information can be gotten on the library shelf. The last law of Dr. S.R. Ranganathan says library is a growing organism. Apparently, libraries is not a static organization. Library improves, it increases in all areas. It increases in the area of collection. It is called collection development. You know, library acquire book, library weed old books and replace it with new ones. So in this area of doing this, the library collection is growing as the year passes by. Library is a growing organism. Library is not a static organism. It grows from 20 collection to 30 collection to 50 collection to 1,000 collection and on like this. Every day, new books are being released into circulation. New information are being released on the internet. New media are being introduced. As all these media are being introduced, there is need for library to acquire those media so that they can be able to meet up with the information need of its users. Okay, I think I will want to draw the curtain here because of our time. I want to believe we've learned something new from this video. But before drawing the curtain, if you have contrary opinion to what I've shared in this video, if you want to frontier whatever I've said that is not in details in this video, please let's have them in the comment section below. That is why we have this platform, so that we can all learn together. And if you come across this video and you like it, you think it will be useful for other students in your department, other librarians in your places of work, please share it with them. I will see you some other time in my next video. Bye bye.